Welcome to Nabari Bonsai Canada's talking about hedge cedars. It is a hedge cedar. It looked something like that a month ago. Its roots were, rather than straight, kind of not straight, so I turned the tree so that the roots were straight again. So that gave us a slanting tree, and I pulled this branch out because I've seen bonsai with big long front branches like that, and that stumped me what to do afterwards, so I stopped working on it for a month. I've been working on hedge cedars for the past year. Here are two examples of what I've worked on. This is the long, straight, tall we tend to see in our forests. It'd actually be a second stage tree out of the 4 stages of its life. Essential to this tree, a small mass at the bottom, large mass at the top. So what I did also was I wanted to mimic large, thick carrying branches. And so I cut these back to a few branches in hopes that all the foliage would grow off those branches and they would become thick. This tree, we have a nice columnar feel to this. It's got its width, it's got its depth. This tree is also slanting like the other tree that I've discussed and I'm discussing. I've tried to make copious use of this delicate deadwood. And although this tree is in a healing and growing phase right now, you would actually be able to see very nice delicate lines through here once I've done its next haircut. I think that hedge cedars are very versatile. They're very cheap, and the size of the tree that you can get for the money you pay out is surpassed by very little. They give you an infinite amount of variety, and I think I'm getting it. So, I have desired to have this long, swooping branch in this tree. I didn't know if I was going to keep this sort of pyramid or triangle shape, or if I needed to come across and come down. Based on my research through my imagination, I have decided that keeping this tree low is going to highlight this first branch in the way that I desire. And I'm going to cut now. I have to move my wine out of the way. Efficient scarring techniques are very difficult, but after many types of experiments, I have actually found one of my favorite and most desirable types of artificial scar is simply the type that is made with one of your very first tools, the concave pruner. So that's what I've chosen to do today. No carving, no picking, no skinning, just cutting with the basic tool. Now there's a thick branch right here that's going to end up being my apex, but nowhere near there. It joins down here. So, here we go. One of my teachers told me, you don't have to do it all in one cut. And so I'm going to use the unevenness of the multiple cuts that I use just to cut through this large piece of wood to become the scar pattern for the cut wood. But smaller ones for a little more texture and variety. We've just got a tiny little stub there. It's very much thinner than the original tree that was going out. stub, branch. Now, I'm just going to float all of my branches down here. A bit of wire, a few hooks. Let it all grow back in and have this nice sloping bonsai off to the side here. This branch is going to assume the nature of a back branch, and it's going to fill up a lot of space back here and in this area here where there's not too much. And I'm actually going to have to cultivate a few branches here and this branch here, which are going to be my hugging branches in the front.